jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates, a sight is set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallize, fascinate. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, 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 fascinate.
She anticipates no chance if you become prey. Two stars in the darkest night, her crystallized fascinate. Her movements she feels, your heartbeat an animal fear. Her beauty is unreal, just be feet out of here.
If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, 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 fascinate.
there's going to be like double sound coming through now, but this should be it's broadcasting, so people should be able to hear us right now. If you can hear us, say hi. I know there'll be a bit of a delay between this and the speaking, so just type hi. That little ping there is Gary telling me that he can hear me on the stream as well. You can talk, Gary.
Only very rarely.
Is it that push to talk again? The question is, how are the sound levels? I think the sound's still quite loud in the background, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, the music's a little bit loud.
Yeah. Okay, so that should be altering the music itself. And can you hear Garion alright? Garion should be coming through when he actually speaks.
I should be coming through fine.
Excellent.
Music
Right.
is now inaudible according to Eton Public Library.
Oh, right. Let's turn that. There we go. It should just be in the background there. Right, I'm just going to mute my desktop audio so that you don't get some feedback, and then I'll actually be able to hear myself. You won't be able to hear Gary at the minute though. See, the music is completely inaudible at the background. You're right. There we go. So as long as I keep it in that green zone, it should be alright. Gary's just switching to his higher quality headset. I think mine's a little bit fuzzy in the background, isn't it? Let's see if I can apply a filter there. So this is part of our like pre-game testing. Is that a noise gate? I think a noise gate should do. There we go. Right, let's see if that works. Right, okay. Open. I did have all these set up, but I ended up going through. Try that one. That level should be a little bit better because my voice now should activate. Okay, there we go. I think that noise gate should work fairly nicely. Okay, and Gary is now on his better headset, so I am going to mute the music on here, and Gary is going to join back in. There you go, Gary, you should be unmuted now.
Fingers crossed it actually sounds better.
Sounds no different to me, to be frank. 22 minutes we've been live for the moment, just testing out the setup here. to make sure everything's running well. We've called this like the Prelude to Armada. I'm also using this year, instead of like last year, I'm trying out the OBS studio mode, so I'm using OBS to broadcast, and there's like a studio mode on it, so I can have the scene that I've got set up that I want to transfer to on one side. There's like a slider that I can move across, and then it like transfers it, so I can like pre-make scenes on my screen. So the one I'm going to pre-make now is the Armada schedule. I'm getting that set up on one of my screens, and I should be able to select the large display on my computer. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Oh, I'll tell you something, it's great having two displays on computers. As soon as you like get two displays on computers, you never go back, do you?
Oh no, not at all.
Aaron's got like 40 displays.
It's especially good for Artemis.
Yes, oh definitely. Like I have my TeamSpeak, I have one windowed Artemis on one side, I have another windowed Artemis on the other side, and then I've got something else set up elsewhere. Alright, so I'm going to transition across to the schedule that we set up. I am going to have to add my audio in though, because on that scene I've not actually added my audio. I don't know if that's going to work. Is that going to work? Output capture. There we go. Right. And there'll be no music on this one, we'll transfer across. So actually I might add some music in the background. Is there still music playing in the background at the moment? Should be. There should be some music going on in the background there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to fade across. You'll be able to see the schedule as I go across here. Transition like that. Awesome. Right. And the music will have been turned right down, so there's the music back on as well. I'm just going to mute the desktop audio. There's that now. Oh, that's my folder. Okay, so if I mute the desktop sound, I'll be able to unmute the live stream. So Gary, you won't be able to talk for a second. He has been silenced. And I'll mute that. Excellent. It's working. So there's a schedule for this evening. You can see it starts out. We have gone over 3 days instead of 4 days this time. Gary, and you're unmuted, so you're allowed to speak again, by the way.
Yeah.
If you want to comment at all. We thought we'd start the intro games at 10 o'clock UTC, which is a decent time for us because it gives us a chance to kind of do this prelude. It means that we can get things set up and gather together and make sure we're all ready to go. Then Raiden's going to be on. I think for him it's going to be midnight, isn't it, on Raiden's time?
I think he's UTC +1, so
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
So we'll be catching up to him on Sunday though, so it'll be alright. So we're going to kick off the races. Raiden's going to be running those for some opening practice runs to make sure everything's working. It's all on Vanilla Artemis this weekend because we know that not everybody is using the mod. Raiden, we are currently live on YouTube, so you can say hi. We're just talking through the schedule.
All right, hello. Can I test the stream?
You are testing the stream right now. If you want to have a look on Discord, you'll see the YouTube link that I sent you. That I sent in general. we have Game Master Games after that, so I might be about to do one of those. We're also going to get crew together to do the mission scripting playthrough on the mission scripts that we've been sent in. We've got 2 mission scripts so far that have been set up, which is nice. I really need to change my sound so it's no longer user for your channel. There's a nice Star Trek one, isn't there? Like, it sounds
Yeah,
like
I've got that one
sliding
installed at
doors.
the moment.
Yeah, I need to find that and actually.
Oh, I
have
can
a
grab the
load.
files for you now.
That'd be useful, yeah. And then after that, just to finish off the evening for the next couple of hours, it was some standard sims just where people could go in. There might be a couple of game masters about who'll be able to host and throw out some games for some crews, but it was more like a chance to socialise with other people, chat to other people, and I guess for me to like bounce about backwards and forwards, see how everybody's doing, like get them on the live stream, get them saying hi and things like that. We split it into 2 this year so that we've got our live broadcasts in black at the bottom and our like game and joining events at the top. So you can see that going on there. Hopefully it's useful. If I scroll down onto day 2, so we're going to start at 1 o'clock UTC. That means I can actually catch up on some sleep, because if I'm staying up till it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning for me. It means I can have some sleep, and then from 1 o'clock onwards we'll be back in. The standard sims are so that people can gather together again. We can get people together, and then we've got the first Armada campaign mission. Garen, you've been working on that, haven't you?
I have indeed. So we're going to be running 4 Armada campaign sessions where some brave crews are going to have to, well, I'll say prevent a war, but there's going to be a full-out war. So get ready for that.
Be part of the war.
Mm.
Yeah, so that sets the first one up. I think the idea behind it, the theme that you've got behind it, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know what you want to give away or not. But I think the idea behind it of how we can get different crews together in different ships is a good idea. That's going to be really good. And then we've got the actual first race on day 2 as well at 3 o'clock UTC time. I think CDT is Central Daylight Time, just because I know that a lot of people from the US are going to be joining us, so I thought that'd be useful putting on there. So the first race Raiden will be running that. There'll be some race commentary as well. Last time it was fun doing the race commentary. We'll try and oh, is this stream gone? Has it gone offline? Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know what happened then. And we were looking at the bridge and uniform presentation stuff, so inviting people to be able to share their bridge builds through Discord, I think, if they can show some pictures, talk us through it. Then what have we got? The mission scripting live, how to create a mission script. So I had an idea of how I'd go about creating like a snippet for a mission script instead of a full mission script. What was I going to do now? I can't remember. I did have an idea. Garen, do you remember? I'm sure I talked to you about it.
If you did, I don't remember.
I'll have to think that up before tomorrow. I think. Oh, I know what it was. It was scan signatures and the transport ship turning into a pirate ship and stuff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yes, I remember that now.
yeah. So the idea would be that you could drop it into a mission as a mission element, and what you'd basically do is you'd fly up to a ship, it would swap to a pirate ship because you were within scan range, so like the cloaking device would go, and then you could leave the ship again. Then we've got the next race going on, and the playthrough of the mission scripting competition. Some of these are blank because we haven't really planned anything in there, but there'll probably be games going on, people organising servers and things, but we figured that people might be wanting to watch these, so we wouldn't schedule anything official. We've got Game Master Games into the evening then, so we've got a couple of Game Masters from the TSN who are going to come on, who are experienced Game Masters, do it every week in, week out, with some really interesting games that they put on, and they'll just be like one-off missions, They might be linked to the Armada campaign, like side missions and things, if they're feeling inspired. During that as well, I thought we could do like a view from command and control, so what it is like to be a game master. So somebody looking over the shoulder of a game master and finding out what they're doing. And we'll be using the vanilla version of the TSN sandbox, which is the mission script, to see all like the GM controls and what you can do. Gary, were you thinking of game mastering anything? Because I know that you've been doing a bit of game mastering recently, or you've been doing a bit of mission scripting as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I made quite a few mission ships. Dreadnought sim is one that can be made available this weekend as well. It's been quite popular with those within the TSN, and in terms of game mastering, I'll be doing all the Armada campaigns. There'll be a good amount there.
Plenty to keep you occupied.
Oh
Yeah, so the Dreadnought sim, I know you've been refining that a little bit, and that can be one of those standard sims, couldn't it? A playthrough on that Dreadnought sim.
Yeah, it's a fun sim designed for one ship. You can score points by killing enemy fleets and see how long you can last before you get overwhelmed. Because all my sims seem to end in one way, and that's the crew getting overwhelmed and absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like you've lost. However, there's still 20 million enemies for you to kill.
Yeah.
Straight testing the limits of the server, I think you could say, Gary, in scripts too. Testing the limits of the server.
I had to limit how many Arvonian fighters I could launch at any one time because I was worried about the server.
Definitely. And then day 3, that's the third race and the finale of the race. More of the Armada campaign. The judge's verdict, so the mission scripting competition, that would be the final kind of what we think of the mission scripts, which one we are going to be saying is the winner. We've got 3 entries at the minute, so we've got that, and there as well a sit down with Tom. Now that might change, that might actually come on Saturday. I was talking to Tom, he thought it was last weekend when I was speaking to him. And actually he was like, oh right, okay, so it's next weekend, that's fine, I might be available sooner. So we're a bit like, oh, that's cool. So it might rearrange, we might do it on Saturday instead. But Tom, the creator of Artemis, will be coming along, and we will probably be quizzing him quite a lot on Artemis 3. Probably the next Armada as well. And just generally what's in store for the game as well. I've been having several members of the TSN pestering me to be part of that interview, so it's going to be drawing sticks out of a hat for that one, I think.
Yeah, and if anyone has any questions they think they want to ask, do submit them and we'll see if we can fit them in.
Yeah. If you post them on Discord, we'll be able to gather them together. We did that last time, I think. We gathered quite a few viewers' questions, and I think in the live chat as well, somebody was monitoring the live chat. There was 3 or 4 of us talking to Tom last time. And then finally, on the Sunday night, I know a lot of people, particularly in the UK, will be going back to work on the Monday. So there'll be a sign off at about 11 o'clock Sunday night. For us in the UK, it's going to be midnight at that point because we'll have changed time zones again. We'll be on British summertime. And just sims into the rest of the night with people about, so just a chance to gather again and play some more Artemis. So that's the whole schedule. As you can see, that link's available on our Discord. If you hop on over there, you'll be able to find it. And if you don't know about the Discord, we need to find a link. Actually, we'll get a link sorted.
I have one here. Bear with.
Ooh, excellent. If you don't know about the Discord, have a look in the chat. Gary's about to create a link. I wonder how I can make you like a moderator of the chat, Gary. I wonder if I can do that.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with YouTube live broadcast, and this is a first for me.
Is it? You've not done live broadcast before?
Not on YouTube, no.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Alright, I am going to switch back over to the video loop footage, I think. I still have my desktop sound on that, so you'll still be able to hear us talking. And just fiddle about with things in the background.
And there's the Discord link in the YouTube chat for anyone who wants it.
There we go. We are now across onto just the video loop. I
User
believe.
joined your channel.
You back, Raiden? Hello again, Raiden.
Hello again. Hello, everybody on the stream.
Did you manage to see the link, Raiden?
Yes, I watched.
Which is bad mouthing you. That Raiden.
I had to switch the stream. I was hearing myself with a delay. A rookie mistake here.
Yeah. I think this is. It seems to be running all right, doesn't it?
It does. It's looking great.
So we've
Have a
got.
hi Raiden from Neil in the chat.
I think is that not sketch? Oh no,
Hel-
true sketch.
hello,
Sketch.
I was wondering if anybody would like to hear about the basic race rules.
Go for it. You are live. I might mute myself and just mess around with some bits. Oh, it's Kaylan. Oh, you know, I do know that. It's because the name's different. Damn it, why can't you all have the same name everywhere? Garion does. Oh no, Garion doesn't.
No, Garion is the only thing. I only use it for TSN. I'm Bozogs everywhere else.
I know. It's like, who's this random person talking to me on Discord? Oh, it's Garion.
Right. You get to know your people and their aliases.
Yeah, like some people have like 10 though, so it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes. It's like, geez, how many more do you
It's a
need?
protection. It's a protection. When you check your online identities, you know, so many things can be tracked about you.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. There are like a million different Xaviers out there. So.
Well, at least that, but you know, you still leave your digital footprint to a degree. I have probably, speaking about that, I have about 3 main identities,
Wow.
and I was mortified when somebody, actually, I think it was when I first rolled into TSM, and I gave my identity here, and somebody did a background scan on me and figure out where I was from and some other things, and he managed to connect me with my other identity, in fact.
Oh dear.
That was, I mean, of course nothing came out of that because TSN is just good guys, right? But still, I think we all do it for the reasons, right? Some just for fun, but my reason is also, you know, the world is increasingly more dangerous with everything. You have to protect your identities.
Well, yes. I think there's just like, I don't know. I don't think I go around deliberately trying to find out who people are because, like, I know you as Raiden, I know you as Garion.
No, it wasn't you.
That's as far as I need to know, really.
It's not an accusation. It was a funny story to make.
No. Yeah, I do background checks on everyone who joins the TSN. I know exactly who you are.
Of course, you check the military history, the performance, and stuff, right?
All right. Tell us about the races then. I'm gonna like mute myself for a bit, and I'll let you carry on telling us about the races. Just let me double check the stream sound though before you go ahead. So actually, I'm gonna mute you so you can't talk at the moment. Yeah, I've muted the desktop sound, so no, you can't talk at the minute. If you're listening to the stream, you won't be able to hear yourself. I was just checking the levels of the music in the background, making sure those are alright. So if I unmute the desktop sound, there you go, and I'm going to start working on. So you sent me a script recently, didn't you, Raiden? Like last night, God knows what time.
Yes, totally. And I needed those finished.
By the way, so what I'm going to do is, whilst you tell them about the race rule, I'm going to grab those 2 scripts, I'm going to add them to the command and control systems, and try and get them updated, and also grab your main script where you've done some alterations of the buttons and things. So I'll have to have a look at that and see what's going on with it. So
Right.
over to you, Raiden.
All right. How much time do I need to talk?
You've got as much time as you want.
I need a minimal amount, not a maximum.
You need a minimum amount.
Yeah, for you to finish all that you need to do.
Oh, I have no idea how long it's going to take me. Just have to keep talking.
God damn it.
Right.
Maybe
up
I'm
to
going to fire up the server and do a practice race then.
you.
Right, so as I was running also the last year Armada races, I realized that it's a good thing to actually write down the basic rules, as I tend to have to forget some of those when I was explaining them to the different parties at different times. So I hope I have it right now. If you don't, then I'm sure by the 5th race I will have all the rules that I want to make public actually in one place. So hopefully the last race will be the most orderly of them all, if nothing else. But here are some basic rules there. So obviously, no plane switching for we simply didn't have time to plan the races accordingly, the racing maps, so that you cannot take advantage by going outside of the plane and duplicate or triplicate the asteroids to make sure they pose a proper obstacle everywhere where we wanted it. So plane switching is disallowed. And I've devised a way to actually be checking that during the race, so be careful about that. Next one, the actual race is going about in the style which Xavier explained before as was it sailing races, where you have your boys set up in the different places, and you have to make the port turns and starboard turns. And we've used the same approach in the Armada races. So you have your port turns for the left turns around the buoy, and starboard turns for the right turns around the buoy. And if you actually manage to miss one of those, you have to untangle yourself on the same side where you made that mistake, and then pass the buoy from the other side to be able to successfully progress. I'll try to be monitoring that during the races and inform each of the crews in case they happen to have a mistake to actually stop and go back. That will be their punishment if they miss a particular buoy. We have stations distributed across most of the maps that we have, and the ships are free to dock at any station that are present in the area as many times as they please to restock on the energy. We have a system to replenish the energy in place, and the races are actually estimated that you might only need one pit during the race, during the normal races, only if running a particularly hungry navigational style. Yeah, so ideally you will just barely scrape the bucket with the energy at the end of the race normally, but if you go very hungry, you might require a pit. Next rule is easy, no deliberate ramming. It is difficult for the game engine to tackle those, so given the different lags and different speeds of connections, it can have diverse effects on each of the crews. Might even crash the server in cases. So deliberate ramming will be strictly disallowed and very heavily monitored. The last one. Regarding the schedule, so each race will last roughly 15 to 20 minutes as a session. We will start with the introduction of the map, so players will log in and will be able to see the map. We will talk about the particular whereabouts of the map, so some intricate points where crew needs to be careful about how to pass the course. And then there will be a practice session which should last roughly 5 minutes. After that, the players will line up and the race will be called with a duration of maybe 3, 4, 5 laps, depending on the particular map, depending on the performance of the crews, estimated to last 10 minutes each. Within an hour, we should manage 3 races, 3 different maps to be turned out, and for each segment, so we have 5 races, one of them being practice session fully. 4 of them will be counted into a championship. So each one will have a different set of maps. And that's about it. I hope, Xavier, that you're finished by now.
No, I'm not. I've managed to get the 2 new race files that you sent me into the scripts. What I'm just doing now is I'm just looking at the TSN command systems because I need to rebuild the script, but I also need to figure out what differences you made in the full TSN command script that you sent me. So I'm just looking through now, making sure that I'm not going to overwrite.
So I can point you into those directions because I quite remember what I needed.
That would be useful. Just let me delete these ones, paste the new ones in, open up the TSN command system. Oh, right, okay. Oh,
we
go
have.
On then. If I open up my mission editor.
Just some feedback in the stream. Xavier is very soft. It might be just because you're talking quietly.
Very soft.
I hope so. I hope so. He's otherwise very strict fleet captain.
My voice is very soft. Oh, okay. I'll turn myself up. There we go. How's that better? I need to keep talking. If I wonder if it's because I have the hand.
As in, he
over my
sounds
mouth.
very soft. You have a soft-sounding voice.
Oh, I hate my voice, but it's nice to. It's something
It's yours.
that might
Keep
be,
it.
it might be almost a compliment. Right, let's have a look. Sandbox uploads, vanilla. So what bits did you change, Raiden?
So one of the first was about the button that lines up the different ships. And
so was that,
it's
that
called
was in...
the player to GM. The button's called player to GM and moves
Right,
ships
okay.
to the player selection, to the GM selection. And I actually made them all to appear in a line with 100 points spacing, starting from bottom to top.
So
And it's angles 0 and 180. That's all. I can actually extract that point from my side, and you can just override that on your side.
So you want it right? Okay. So if I have them angles 0, so if I do the first 4 angles 0, that'll position them on one side, and the other 4 at angle 180, that'll position them on the other side. So I think
I have first 4 at angle 0, starting from the position 1. So first it has the most distance, 400.
Yeah.
And then 300, 200, 100, and then another 4 with 180, and 100, 200, and so forth.
That puts a 200 meter gap between.
I have only 100 meter gap between them, and 200 in the middle. I didn't want to give anybody an edge.
200 in the middle. Do you not want them to be 100 all the way across? Because I can set them at 100 all the way across easy enough.
That's too close, I think. I wanted 100 points separation, which seemed just about enough.
Yeah, but your middle 2 will be 200 meters apart instead of.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
First 4 and second 4.
Alright, okay, so let's go. So slot 3 is going to be 200 meters. Oh no, it's going to be 100 meters. And then that's going to be 200 meters. Okay. Should really show this. I wonder if people would be interested in seeing this script. And then 100. Good job we got some music on in the background, isn't it? Right, okay, so that one's done. The relative position sorted. What was the next bit that you had set up then? Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the game footage running, and I'm going to crank up the music while we sort this out. So we'll be back in a bit whilst we just fix up the mission script in the background.
Good idea.
All right.
So,
We're back
carry on.
on now.
Just a disclaimer before we get started. I've never done a race before, so doing this solo is going to really be interesting.
carry
Either
on
I'm going to do
now.
amazingly well and you're all going to be in awe,
Feedback.
or I'm going to do terribly.
And we will still be in awe, because you usually don't do terribly anything anyway.
Oh God, that's no. I could do with an engineer.
Right.
Tell me, is the race course clear for you? We go from 1 to 11, boys.
Yep, I can see that. I need to put my science screen on a bigger screen, but that's
So
fine.
the P means it's going to be taken on your port side, which is your left, and the S means it's going to be taken on your starboard side, which is your right.
I don't
So
have a main
1P,
screen.
you've got to fly towards it and then turn around it with it on your left. 2P, you turn around it on your left again. 3S, you turn around it and it's got to be on your right hand side. So this is how sailing races work. If anybody here sails and has taken part in a race, it's how it works. They have buoys set up, and what you have to do is they map out a course and you have to do that course. The penalty in a sailing race is that if you go round or you miss something, or you cut somebody off and you cut off their wind, the penalty, you've got to actually stop and you've got to sail in a circle. So you've got to complete a full 360, which in a sailing boat can be a bit tricky. You can either do it really quick and move on, but if you get it wrong, you end up sat dead into the wind, not being able to move, and it just completely throws your game out. So, and when I say quick, if you do a 360 in a sailing boat when it's windy, the mast snaps across really quick. The boom on the mast snaps across and it can knock you off the boat. Which I've seen happen.
Oh dear.
I've actually seen that on Fail Army and stuff.
So
No advertisements here.
So I've
So
I'm on
So-
my own.
I used to do a little bit of sailing racing and had a go at it, and I never got into it serious, but it was good fun. I really enjoyed it actually. Should really get
Okay.
back to that.
So
Anyway,
here goes
continue.
Karen.
I was just say, because I'm on my own, I have just decided to boost both maneuver and warp to 170-something%, so I can have 4 coolants on each. And I've got set up quick the engineering preset, so I can switch it between maneuver and warp if I want to. But being able to move across the engineering screen to tap the next button is going to be interesting. So wish me luck on that one.
Yeah, I actually have a more complicated setup. I do have this neutral one as well, but I'm going for 250. In fact, I try. I hope to be able. Yes, I hope to be able to actually switch screens enough to switch the profiles when needed. Hopefully.
Well, Xavier, if you fancy giving me a hand, jump on the Intrepid and the engineer.
No. Let's do the fun.
I need power. I've only got 44%.
No problem. I'll clear that if the buttons work.
Good test. Okay.
Sure.
Energy stabilized. Thank you, Neil.
Oh, and that was interesting because I have my own microphone muted, so nobody could hear me at that point.
Carry on. Let's get ready.
we are back. Well, I'm back on voice. You're not back on voice yet. As I said, I just want to test the levels again. Try to get the music balance right with the actual voice in the background. Okay, you guys are back as well now.
Well, for those watching, I'm actually doing not terribly.
Raiden just flew into loads of asteroids in the Artemis.
I have got some damage. My lovely Damcom teams have responded, thankfully. They get to live another day.
You were complaining earlier about the energy. The energy in Artemis, the vanilla Artemis, is very different to the energy that we've
I've
got
noticed
in the
I've
TSN
currently got
Armada.
3,000 energy. Is it supposed to go up that much?
Yeah, I'm calibrating.
Oh no! I did number 11 the wrong way. Raiden, you might clinch it here.
How did you do number 11 the wrong way?
I thought the map was wrong.
You thought the map was wrong?
Yeah, I did a stupid.
These are carefully designed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Just.
Very nice.
Congratulations!
Oh,
Was actually close. I had
Yeah.
to turn back 1-0 as well.
yeah.
Good stuff, but energy levels are way too high.
See, it's
Yeah,
hard.
38%, 380% energy.
So on my stream it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, but then we're saying it's perfectly smooth, so I don't know what's going on there. We have been broadcasting for 1 hour and 18 minutes now.
Ah.
Bit of a
Oh.
prelude.
I think, Raiden, I think you've won because in the chat I've been told Intrepid passed on the wrong side. Which one was that, Julius?
Oh, but that's your 11p, I guess.
I'm not sure because I was just watching a stream and we'd only just passed 11 and he'd already put it, so I think I might get a disqualification there. We'll have to watch the stream back and see.
Okay.
So
No.
disqualification includes being spaced, doesn't it?
It does. You need
Yeah.
someone to come and take over the Intrepid because all my engineers have gone away.
Well, I actually had a Demcon casualty during the overheat condition I had on my maneuver, and I have to fix my universal setup for some maneuver and some warp. I actually don't have that one, so that's a mistake.
And Julius confirmed it was number 11, so I did redo that. I realised my stream is 30 seconds behind, so I've just put it back to live.
Okay.
So I clinched the victory.
Yeah, by about 4 seconds. Good stuff. But let me get my proper setup, and we can re-raise another map. Because I need to test one more, and I'll give you the victory back.
I am going to just try and sort the music.
quite
so
proud
the
of
music's
that.
going to disappear.
So one of the good things is that your helm console takes your joystick input regardless of whether it's the active screen or not. So I could keep my engineering screen active, which means I could use my keybinds, my presets.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So I had the engineering screen active, which means I could use my numbers to change my preset.
No
so I could
way.
switch between warp and impulse, warp and maneuver, and then the helm screen still picks up because I've got all my warp set to the trigger and buttons. So there you go, Raiden. If you do that, you might.
So that's how you won. I know. Cheetah.
Definitely. Well, you didn't give me an engineer, you see, so I had to improvise. That's what good engineers do.
All right, I'm saving one more setup, and I'll be unbeatable.
Oof.
So this OBS Studio is working out quite well. It's quite nice having the preview and the actual program going on.
Yeah.
set up a preview. The only thing is with the preview, the audio mixer doesn't show up in the preview, so I've only got like a picture preview, which is a little bit weird. It would be nice to have like an audio mixer preview.
Those that are taking part in the races, I did witness the TSN team, or one of the TSN teams, practicing, and they're looking really good. People have to bring their A game.
With the Horizon team.
It's not, no one from Horizon's on it.
Oh really?
No, it's your
Sketch.
friendly helmsman. Sketch is one of them, yeah.
It's too competitive.
So I cannot use your trick. I have my warp speeds bound to the same keys as the engineering presets.
Do you have a stick? Because I bind my warp key, so my trigger is warp 1, and I've got 3 buttons that are warp 2,
No.
3, and 4.
I fly by mouse.
Oh.
Fly by mouse.
Whoa,
Yes.
going old school.
Of course.
I think stick pedal. If I plug into the Helms console, so if I load up the Helms console, then what ends up happening is my flight pedals end up just turning. So I have to press it. Do you know, like the toe brakes on pedals?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I end up having to press one of the toe brakes to try and stop it turning because the toe brakes cause the ship to turn. So I need to go and unbind that.
So I had the similar problem. That's why I don't fly with a stick.
Yeah.
So anyway, fancy trying one more map?
Yeah, I was going to come and fire homing torpedoes at you, but I'm happy to try another one.
Okay.
Right, so my next thing to try is going to be looking at the Artemis mission editor. So I'm like loading up in the background. You guys can't see this at the minute, which is cool. Can I minimize that? What happens if I minimize it? Oh, right, okay. You can't see it anyway. That's fine. So if I drop it over this game window here, there's anything in there. That should be on the large display.
Hit and run.
Luckily, I have enough energy.
Indeed. Right, what's the next race then? I hear there's a race that might shoot back.
Actually, that's not gonna happen. I'm really sad, but I didn't manage to finish that thingy. I blame Xavier, of course.
We always blame Xavier.
Yeah, he wasn't giving me enough support in that. I'm a rookie scripter, and he just completely ignored my messages about that. And
I got fed up with pestering, a bit of all the pestering. I was like,
I know.
Go away. I'm not doing it anymore. Right, so I am going to transfer over so that you can see the mission editor. So if you're watching a live stream, it'll be good to have some feedback on like the resolution. So this is on my small display, so hopefully the resolution's a little bit better on my smaller display. If I can open up my mission editor here and fade across. In fact, if I do that now, we're going to lose sound, so I need to set that sound up first. Audio output, rest of sound, and then we need also VLC video source. So the music playing at the minute is an artist that you can find on SoundCloud called Oscar Rilaraza. He created this music. I got into contact with him years and years ago, actually, when I first made one of the TSN videos, like showing off the TSN. It's on the... where is it? It's on our YouTube channel, one of the join the TSN videos, and we used music from Oscar Rilaraza. He said he was happy for us to use it. In fact, he was quite excited for us to use it. So I was a bit like, yeah, we'll do that. So we're still using that music. I quite like the music. It's really nice, chilled out stuff to listen to, and I thought a couple of tracks are really fitting for Artemis as well. Right, I'm going to transfer across and we're going to take a look at The mission editor. So if I fade across, here we go. You should be able to see the mission editor now. You should still hear the music in the background. I'm just going to fade that down a little bit. I'm going to mute the desktop sound as well so I can have a listen as to what it sounds like. Can you see the mission editor layout? Can you read the actual things? That's the question. That's a key one. Because if I'm going to be creating things and typing things, excellent. Alright, so if I add a new event, and I'll add some conditions, like object scan level with name, pirate ship. What do you mean? Oh, your desktop sound's not on. I'm gonna put desktop sound back on. So, what were you saying that you guys are doing? You are trying to beat each other in a race.
Indeed.
Well, I can switch back to that broadcast now because that mission editor is working fine. So, what happened there? It's me just messing around with the. Wait a sec. Bring it over here. Shrink it down a bit. And go out. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, awesome. I could also actually, if I open up here, and show off the TSN
All
command
stars, 10 minutes penalty.
Check it out. So this is the TSN command systems for the miscellaneous maps. You can see these are all the race maps that we can select. There's no lower arc systems in this, but there are upper arc systems. The Atlantis, the Aretus, and the Poseidon system are in there. And then we can like configure the ordnance that you get on each ship that GM can then say, this is the ordnance that these ships will have. Just hang on a second. Frog in my throat there. So each ship can have their ordnance configured. Ship 4, 1,234 homing torpedoes if they want. We can also configure cargo, so this is what shuttles can run backwards and forwards with, and have specific setups for what kind of cargo a ship can have. And that's a special part of the TSN sandbox actually, that's not available in normal Artemis. And then there's modules as well that I added. There's customized decoys, and modules can be disabled, so each ship can have a single module on there. And it's all done through scripting. So if I open up one of my mission scripts, let's go to the custom config actually. So when these command and control systems, when you select these, it actually changes this custom config file. It rewrites the file, so you can see it's reading the file now. So if I go into ordnance, there's 99912, and you can see it's got 999 and 12. It's that P shock there because P shock comes next. 22 probes, that's that one. So it reads and then it rewrites this configuration. So you can see that's 1,234 homing torpedoes for ship 4. Ship 4 in our list is the TSN Lancer. Single tube ship with 1,000 torpedoes. I'm sure the TSN Horizon would love 1,000 torpedoes.
Oh, if you go to TSN Horizon 1,000 torpedoes, they would love you forever.
Well, they've got 123, so... Oh, in fact, no, that's the Viper. No, Horizon's got 12.
Yeah,
so...
Horizon knows how to deal with 12. They are trained.
So that rewrites that. So when you edit these values here, so you'd select the value, you'd type in your setting box like, I want them to have 30 torpedoes, and then what it would do is it would go back and it would rewrite this file. So obviously I'd need to reopen this file. If I go and reopen it, it would change that value to 30, so it automatically rewrites it. And then like for the cargoes as well, it's doing the same thing, so it goes back in and it rewrites this file and it rewrites these values. So it uses Python script to go through and actually modify the XML, which is pretty cool. It took me ages to figure that one out, but once I managed to get it going, it was quite nice to see it working. And then this is the code for the actual decoys, so you can see like the different decoy types, so what they can have. So again, when you select it in here, when you go into here and you go, right, in this module I want ship 1 to have cluster mines, what it does is it rewrites this value here and it sets it to 1 if it's cluster mine, or 2 if it's the decoys. So this is the code for the cluster mines, being able to deploy it, being able to activate it, spawns a point, and it sets up mines. I'm not going to go through in detail any of the code. And then like the decoy here as well, so it'll spawn the decoy, it'll set the decoy. So these settings we've been debating about in the TSN RP community to say, right, well, what are we going to do with these settings? How long do we want it to be out? Do we want there to be a limited number of decoys? And after you've used them all, that's it. So that could end up adding a few more events in here. And then all that code is duplicated 8 times for each ship. And a few little modifications to the code. It means all 8 ships can use those decoys and things. So that's
Decoys
how that
are incredible.
Yeah. So that's how the custom config stuff works and is built into the sandbox. And then what this command systems does is it actually takes all the XML files. So can I get that so you can't see that? View. How do you get it so that it like hides the top ribbon?
It hides the what, sorry?
So do you know like the file path? How do you get it so it hides the file path?
I'm not sure if you can. Someone in the chat may know.
Oh, I don't know. So I don't think it's alright, it's that file path anyway. So this is what it actually builds it from. So each different part of the sandbox is an element here, and what it does is it reads the startup and it adds that into the system, then it reads the GM console and adds that in, then elements and adds that in, and custom config and adds that in, and then anything in the star systems it goes through and it reads through these 3 files, and if you've selected it, it will add those in. And that's how it works basically. That's how the Python code, it takes all these individual XML and it compiles it into one big XML, and if I go into here, it compiles it into one big XML and it outputs it here and it writes it into the mission TSN command. So it rewrites that file every time you build it using these command systems. So like if I wanted these 3 in, I'd select these 3 and I click build, and it would add those 3 systems, and then it writes it into the TSN command XML and it updates that file with the code you've basically selected. So it's nice, quite a simple program. Nothing fancy because I'm not that experienced at programming yet, it's just a little bit of a hobby, but that is how it works. Just interested if you are.
Can we have a look at this race?
In this. You want me to switch back to the race?
I think Raiden's itching to try and beat me.
Typical. Right, okay, let's see. Can I get the game broadcast on? Right, okay. And then fade across. Fading. There we go. Enough of my talking about what I can do.
All right. Thanks for that. Thanks for the space.
Alright, so you have got... Oh, one says object on it. One says start finish and the other says object.
Yeah, I know, you gave me a wrong... I'll edit it in the meanwhile. This is the old race file. I have a new one. Maybe you can build it one, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it on my side. I have all the files already fixed.
Right,
I
okay.
did once.
Let's see. We've got about 45 minutes before we actually go live with the Armada instruction. So I'm gonna mute myself again while you two battle it out.
Yep.
I'm just gonna.
So energy should be 1,000. I'm gonna now set the 25 energy boost, which is the lower of the options we have. So I expect you will need to dock at some point. I don't know when, but let's do the benchmark for that. And well, good luck.
Count us in.
You want me to count you down?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
5. I need like. Do you know that RP soundboard that we've got on TeamSpeak? I need.
You do.
Do you know
Just
like
do.
the Thunderbirds one where they count down?
Yeah.
5,
Do anything. I'll react to
4,
first sound.
3,
Here we go.
2, 1, go.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh!
somebody's
It's
stuck
not-
in reverse.
I am!
Wanna restart it? Let's do it. Let's
No,
do
no,
a
no.
redo.
Oh, I did such a good countdown.
Hey, come on, catch up.
He's off. Forget restart.
There
He's
you
going.
go. Race control has ordered a restart.
Right,
look at
I'll
that.
be on the line.
Let me see if I can find.
I ended up with 1,400 energy there, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna normalize it one more time.
Oh, now I can't stop. There we go. I'll just get back lined up with you.
That's fine.
I've got to give you the most advantage I can. Right, I am out of reverse.
Let's
Xavier,
do. Xavier,
be
your
honest.
turn again.
What? You want me to do another countdown?
Yes,
Indeed.
please.
Oh, this is exhausting. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, you started properly this time. One is on your starboard, so you've all just. Oh no, that's the right side. Yep. Ooh, look at this course. It's a pretty good course. So these are custom maps, aren't they?
Yep.
Specifically for it. The last time we just used the actual maps that we'd already built, and we added these positions to them. But this time, Raiden's gone off and completely custom.
Wait, yeah. It's a zigzag. Damn it.
So Raiden designed the courses, but he can't fly the courses. This way he's
Of course
race
not.
master and not racing.
Oh, my main screen's not showing up. This is going to be This is going to be interesting. Don't forget that support one. Oh no, I forgot. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way round. At least I've got maneuver boosted at the moment. There, that'll count. Raiden's gone quiet. He's got his serious face on.
Of course.
Oh, I'm rattling the ship. I find it interesting because I keep looking at the science map that it's obviously a different way up. So I keep mixing up my ports and starboards.
Interesting. I don't have that kind of problem from my years of helm experience, I guess.
My primary is also Helm, I suppose. Oh no, I hit the nebula. Oh, Raiden, I think you're clinching this one. At least the nebula slowed me down.
That's a good thing.
Indeed. Right, if I hit an asteroid, I hit an asteroid. Cool, that was some... Oh no, it wasn't. I was about to say that was some piloting. Well done, Raiden.
Done. I guess you're hitting the asteroid is a wrong understanding of hit it.
Coming about. Hitting warp 4. In a nebula.
So these new maps are
Loading
actually
nukes.
designed with some specific ideas in mind, you know, for racing to create specific turns and specific conditions. These are from the easy breed of the races. the one that we tried before, the one which was a bit more heavier on the nebula, actually should offer enough of a challenge for engineers to manage the temperature and the ship and everything. This one is slightly more straightforward, but it's a basic course. It's an easy one. And energy levels, we didn't have 1,000 while I was crossing the start-finish. And a proper cruise ship should have even more power-hungry setups. So I'm assuming these will be just working fine for the actual races. So thanks for the fun, Garen, and thanks for the test.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Unless you wanted the best out of 3 races.
Oh no, I think we should leave it up to people's imaginations of who would win.
Okay.
We can't. We can't. I think Xavier should have a race.
No. I'm organising the event. I'm not racing in it. Right.
That's what I'm saying. You should.
I am going to be muting the desktop because I want to hear like the audio and things and how it's going on this end. See what the levels are like.
Damn
just
you!
Check it's all right. So. Raiden and Garion can no longer speak. Well, they can speak to me, but nobody else can hear them. In space, nobody can hear you scream. Same on broadcasting. Alright, I think we are going to end this Prelude stream there. It's just been a bit of a test out of our systems, get me back into broadcasting a bit and figuring out how to use the open broadcast OBS that we're using for this. I think I've got the transitions to studio modes quite good. Good couple of races from Garen and Raiden as well. How were the courses feeling?
It was good fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how the crews do it. Raiden's just trying to kill me at the moment. He's not going to succeed.
They're attacking each other. They can't see that in the stream at the minute because I've got the video footage going, but they can hear the explosions in the background coming through the desktop, I think. Now that I've got that selected. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream there. It gives us about half an hour just to collect ourselves together and get a few things sorted out. Thank you very much for those of you that were viewing. I think the maximum that we got up to was 7 views. We've got a couple of likes on there. Not bad for like the Prelude stream. And we'll be back with the TSN Armada 2.0 opening, where I'll be trying to rename this whole stream and get it going again. An hour and 45 minutes, I think that's pretty good for now. It's a lot easier than I expected, just sitting and streaming. Nobody say that I've got a face for radio, please don't. It's just not polite. Alright, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Yeah, thank you, bye.